Absolutely, absolutely. It is not premature. It is up and running since this month. We started the reconstruction platform because it includes repair and relief right now. And Ukraine needs repair and relief right now, then to go slowly but surely into the reconstruction. And indeed, the political leadership is with G7. The motor, the engine, is with the Secretariat, with the European Commission in Brussels and in Kyiv together with our Ukrainian friends. And it is of utmost importance that on one hand, globally we raise the necessary investment for reconstruction, but that on the other hand, at the same time, we do the necessary reforms to move forward. Ukraine wants to become a member of the European Union, and it is a perfect opportunity to take investment and reform to pave this way for Ukraine towards the European Union. And my call on you is, we need every helping hand on board. Ukraine deserves to have as much support as possible. And what we need is not only investment with the public sector, but the private investment and your knowledge. You know so much in your respective fields. So we need your knowledge. We need every hand on board to really move forward with repair, relief at the very beginning, but also reconstruction. The people of Ukraine really deserve it.
Ursula, you have laid out the revitalization efforts for Europe. I would like to come back with maybe the last question to the role Europe is playing globally and in terms of, the geopolitical leadership, security and values. You have touched upon some of those points. But I know in addition to all your different initiatives, there is the Global Gateway initiative. I think since it concerns many of the partners of Europe, maybe you would like to say something about it.
Global Gateway is our 300 billion investment plan for infrastructure abroad for the next 5 years. There's a huge need for investment in infrastructure, and we want to be the offer as a partner where there is the investment in the infrastructure coupled with the added value that stays locally, transparency, and reliability and predictability. And I give you some examples what the Global Gateway investment is in, for example. I've spoken about the enormous dependency of the European Union of Russian fossil fuels before Russia unleashed the war against Ukraine. The European Union was the biggest client for pipeline gas worldwide, and Russia was the biggest supplier worldwide. And this huge demand of the European Union is now completely shifted away from Russia. We have completely decoupled and diversified away. But this demand, of course, is looking for new, trusted, long-term suppliers. And we have to be very careful that we do not create a lock-in effect in fossil fuels, but that we use this opportunity to leapfrog forward into clean energy. And here comes the opportunity of Global Gateway. Our friends, for example, on the African continent, have resources for renewable energy in abundance. What is missing is the infrastructure. And therefore, there we have a common interest that Global Gateway is investing in infrastructure for green hydrogen, for example, solar panel, wind, but also other possibilities, so that this infrastructure is being built up with a common interest on both sides, that we want the added value fairly placed and predictable. Another example is the topic of vaccines. We learned our lesson in the pandemic that it is not sustainable if vaccines have to be donated. The African continent, our African friends, want the technology, rightly so. And therefore the mRNA technology has been brought to different countries. There, with private partners, Global Gateway is building up, together with our African friends, manufacturing capacities for vaccines in order to give the opportunity and have the next time that we have the need for vaccines, the technology on the African continent, vaccines manufactured in Africa for Africa, and all the possibilities that are in this new revolutionary mRNA technology. Two very recent examples that show what Global Gateway is all about.
Madam President, in the beginning, and I just said we want to have here at this meeting a let's do it attitude, and we have the capabilities. I think your speech this morning provided the best example of the let's do forward-looking attitude, and we have to be also clear that we have to do the necessary investments. I just want to highlight one point, the necessary investments into the skills which we need in the future. So we wish you all a very good, how should I say, progress in all those visionary initiatives. And thank you again for joining us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.